Welcome back, everybody, to Dren608 Plays. We're playing Unconditional Surrender Europe here. Game designed by Salvatore Vasta, published by GMT Games, and developed by Mark Dey and Alan Hill. We are playing on the board game Arena module, developed by Luna LOL. It's about 99% correct. There's some edge cases that has to do with home defense repatriations that it can't figure out, so you have to kind of manually override and say that it's fine. We are in February of 1942, so this is the last turn of Russian winter. The Soviets have destroyed a German armored unit. They've pushed us back off the Don. The Germans are going to have to reestablish a line here somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to reestablish it, but we've got issues because the Soviets have kind of started to ooze through the gap here outside of Moscow as well. So we're going to have to get some stopgap measures in place, it looks like, to try and hold the line here. We're not going to be doing a whole lot. This is actually a pretty good line. We could pull it back one space. But anyway, we're going to continue on here with February. This episode will probably just be February. Then I'm going to put up a poll and see if people want to see me keep going with this or not. So if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel so you can participate in that poll. This does take a chunk of my time out of the day, and I have lots of other projects that I'm doing. So I want to know that there's enough people out there that really want to see me continue this. Otherwise, this may go on hold for a while I get other things done and then maybe pick it up later in the fall. But I'd like to know what your guys' thoughts are on whether you want to see more of this or not. Okay? All right. And if you are liking what you see, please hit the like button and leave a comment because that gets it out in front of more people on YouTube. And the link for this video will be in Board Game Geek. I always put the links to my USC videos in there. And then let's keep going. All right, we're not going to declare war. We have enough problems. I had started to think about setting up for down here, but I don't think I can really afford, until I know that I've dealt with the Africa army here, I really don't want to pull the Western Defense Force out of, Western Desert Force out of Alexandria. So, no, we're not going to declare war. The Soviets are like, we have enough wars. The Germans are stuck with the same thing they had last time. They're definitely going to have to give one to Italy, because I think bad things are going to happen to me here for Italy. So we're going to do that. The Germans, do the Romanians need to move? I don't think the Romanians actually need to move at this point. So they're not going to get a point. The Swedes have 2, the Yugoslavs have 2, so we don't need to do anything there. So we're done with that. Soviets aren't going to give the Finns anything. Nothing's happening in Finland. Now we have a choice here. The Soviets can hang on to this partisan to try and blow up an infantry unit here somewhere. Or maybe another armored unit. So I think we're going to hang on to it and use it in an offensive capability. Okay? So we're not going to commit ours. And the Germans want to save theirs for the West in case they lose a factory kind of thing. Because they can't really hurt the Soviet production machine. Alright, so they're going to let this one go. They lose one. And then when they get over here, the Germans are definitely going to put this in. Now the West has to make a big decision here. Do they want to go ahead and take the factory loss and be able to use the partisans on the Africa army, which is what they're going to want to do. So they're going to hang on to the partisans. So Germans did not get one off on the British, so the British economy is going to keep growing. We are in strategic movement. Now this is where things might get a little dicey for me for the axis. I really would like to get a German infantry here in Königsberg to the front, right? The question is exactly where do I want him to be? I think I want him to be here. He's going to have a 3-hex attack there, but he doesn't have any shock troops here in the north. So he could be 1, 2, 3, 4, -2. Best he can get to here is a +2. He throws down the partisans, it'd be +2 to 0. So if I got the Italians there to kind of block that from being a complete blowout, if I put an infantry here, I might be able to move the armored unit up here to bolster this, or down here to bolster the breakthrough in the center. I'm not sure where I need to put this infantry unit. I think it needs to go more towards the south. I'm going to put it in the center here so that I can shift these things down if I want to forming a line kind of thing. So that's what I'm going to do there. Now the West has to make a decision. They did move this up here, but they're not ready to go into there yet. They don't really have a strategic move at this point, so they're happy. Soviets. Other than maybe possibly pulling the guy out of Stalingrad and putting him somewhere, but I don't know where I would put him. So I think I'm just gonna... I think I'm gonna leave him alone. I mean, I could take the guy out of Stalingrad and put him behind the Finn up there, and then swap the Finn and the Soviet Union out, but I don't think I want to do that. Sir, don't know. Don't know. Don't know. I don't think I want to move anything drastically by strategic movement, so I'm done. And we are at the German actions phase. This is where things are going to get a little bit dicey, I think. We really need to push back a bit. Do we want to line back one space? Or do we want to just try to hold where we're at and let him do his thing with whatever partisan attack he's going to do and just hold where we're at? This could be a problem. If he blows this up, he could possibly surround this armored unit. No, he couldn't. Well, if he killed it, it'd be a 0. He could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -2. Be a +4 to a 0. Let's check my handy. I'll pull up my handy thingy here. What did I say? He'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -2. So he'd be +4 to 0 is the best he could get on that armored unit. So if he was +4 to 0 and the armored unit is halved, there's a 17% chance that he'll get a DE because he has a 3-hex attack. Okay. There's not a lot I can do about that. Well, what I can do, don't wanna. What I can do is I'm going to move this Romanian to here. Or could I move the Yugoslav? He can do the same thing to this guy, but he can't get through. Let's not move the Romanian. Let's move the Yugoslav. Or 1, 2, 6, 7. I can move this Romanian from way up north and put him in this hex. Now the reason why I'm going to this hex is that, okay, let's assume that he does his attack here with a partisan and he blows it up, okay? And then he would move this unit in here. He could take this infantry unit, go 1, 2, 3, and do an assault here. This guy moved out of the way. I could get a 3-hex assault on this, isolate it. So what I'm doing is by going here, he can't move there to isolate me. I'll have a space to retreat to. So he's not only got to get rid of this guy, he's got to also punch this guy out too. And I don't think he has the wherewithal to do that. So that's what we're going to do there. I kind of like the line where it is. I could move like 1, 2, 3 infantry back 1 space. And then this infantry could become a backstop somewhere. Or maybe move 1. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we could try to push this guy out of the way. No, we're at halved. We're not going to be able to do anything. But I could maybe get this guy behind here or behind this line down here as a backstop in case he blows something up that I'm not expecting. Okay. Or do I just want to stay there? So you can have a 3-hex attack on this guy. Possibly a 3-hex attack here. I can't straighten the line out properly without dropping back 2 whole spaces. And it still would leave this guy open to a 3-hex attack. So what I want to do, I think, alright, I am going to pull back 1 space. So we're going to go here. I don't know if this is the right thing to do. You guys can tell me in the comments how terrible I am at this game. Because I am pretty terrible at this game. That leaves them all at 2. So the only 3-hex attack he's got here. He could have a 3-hex attack into that square, but if I take this infantry and I put him back, say, here. I think I have a sort of kind of makeshift line. I really would like to put him on a rail line, but if I put him on a rail line, there'll be a gap in between here. Problems and problems and problems and problems. I think I'll leave the gap there. I'm going to put him on a rail line down here. Okay, that's all I'm going to do there. In here, we do not have the ability to bring the Italian Air Force back. Best we could get would be +4, and he would be +5 in defense. So attacking is not a good idea. He's probably going to throw partisans on him, so I want to have the armor to make it at least be a +2. I do not want the Italians, though, to be immediately in the crosshairs. So maybe put the Italians back here. We're going to have supply problems this turn. Okay. Now, I only have one shot with the airplanes. I'm going to go ahead and take it on the Americans just to get them up to 2. Because it's severe, it's poor weather, so that might make it so that I can actually get through. So we'll just take him up 1. Hopefully that helps me get through. And the Germans are going to have to spend 2 on their armor, plus whatever they have to replace. This guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's going to start heading towards the center. Oh, I need to build it armored, and I need to replenish him. Plus airplanes. So let's just leave that alone, shall we? We'll strategically move him next turn. Right? Because I need to get airplanes up. He's at full. He's at full. So I don't need to get that many airplanes up, so I'll be fine. Sweden. Hello, Swedish. Swedish army is going to move towards Stockholm. And he'll be done. And this guy will go into Sundsvall. He'll be done. And then that will be it for them. The Italians. Will not have any air next turn. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens here. Because I got to try and supply the Germans. This could be very bad. I've got 5 units and I don't have enough abilities to supply myself. Alright, well, that's what we're going to do with the Germans. It's going to be a very bad turn for them. Keep going. I might have to eliminate something if he surprises something. Do the easy part. Alright, these guys just stay in Oslo. Let's do the hard one first. Use convoy. Gotta escort it because this is the Africa army. Go there. And we confirm the escort. From the naval path. Now, it's poor weather, so I'd be +2, -2, minus another 2. I'd be -2. He'd be like -5. So -2, I need to roll 5 or better. Do I want to take the shot? I think I want to take the shot. So we'll go ahead and try it. And we missed. And let's go to Germany and click on Munich so that at least the Africa army's in supply. I'm going to have somebody go to no supply this turn, I think. Alright, we're going to try to he can stay at low supply. So I don't want this guy to lose a step, so he's going to have to go there. This guy's going to try to get through the Americans, because I don't think the Americans are going to go again. He's going to go there, use that convoy. We will escort. Confirm the naval path. And the U.S. is like, we're at -3 now, so there's no more. That, the naval path, done there. And now we will try to put, I'm going to try and get him to commit something against my convoy over here. All right, we're going to try to do Tobruk into here. Use convoy. We are not going to escort. We're just going to see if they want to shoot us. Now the British have 16. They're not expecting to get to Tobruk, so they're going to hold back on their stuff. And they're going to say they're just done. They want to get their sorties back. And then I could supply this guy one more time, but I think I'm going to need 4 supply points next turn. So we're going to go with limited supply. Poor weather. They might try to do an invasion at Benghazi to cut me off. We're gonna go ahead and do that now. And then we're done. The West. Okay. The attack from the BEF. It's going to attack in a mobile attack. Oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. Back up. Back up. I saved this just for this reason. No, I wanted to undo. No. Why are you not letting me undo? Ah, I clicked too fast. It actually went into an attack. Because I'm not allowed to play that. Alright, well, there's no airplanes, so let's just do a +5 to a +4. With no effect. And this would be a +4 to a +2, right? And he can retreat. So he's going to retreat to here. British are going to take this. They're going to attack again. Use up this airplane. Just to see if they can force another attack. Okay, they got that. They can go here. Now they have to be careful here. Because if they attack the North Africa and push it, would they get cut off? Can they make a huge attack run with the Western Desert Force? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Possibly cutting off the Italian. I think we got to try it. We got to go for broke. So again, +3 to +2. And he stopped. Now I could try to push with the Western Desert Force, but I think I'm going to stop there because I only have 14 and I need to replenish some units here. Okay, we're just going to say we're done. Hang on, I need to check. Do I have anything? I don't have anything sitting up there. Yeah, we're done. Then we do the one that's easy. Let's do this guy. The question is do you want to ring up his sorties? So he'd be at 5. So then he'd come down to 3, and I'd be down to 4. Oh. Okay. What if I hit him with the second fleet? Okay. So now he'll be at a 2. So, and I'm not going to incept anymore because and now they would be able to do this one, and this one, and we're going to keep these 2 in supply as well. Now, I don't need to keep those guys in supply this turn. I'm not going to be able to get back there and attack this turn. I got to set that up for the summer, I guess. I have to do something here. Get these guys pushed back so I can hold in the east. Okay. Now the Soviets have an issue. What do they want to try and do? There's a 17% chance they could kill this. Same thing would apply here. If I drop the partisans, which I meant to do with the west, but I didn't do. Or I could just try to take back this city, which would bend his line. So I just try to take back the city. I could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus 2 plus 4 to 0. So that's a possibility. I should be able to take the city. Then the question is what else do I do? Or I can try to do his armor. Is the city more important than the armor? Okay, we're going to try it down here. I'll do it in the right order for the Soviets. We're going to go ahead and drop a partisan on that. And then we're going to move this airplane like up to here. And then we're going to do an assault. Sevastopol. And from here into there. And from here into here. Start here, put in 2 tanks and the airplane. Plus 4 to 0, see what happens. He got the 17%. That's 2 armored he's eliminated. Wow, the Soviets are doing good here. Okay, so if I push this up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we're going to go for broke here. We're going for a big breakthrough. If I get here, can I insult? I assault here. I throw in the airplane. I'm at a +1. We got to try and defend this. This is important. He's still got his DR. So I will retreat the north onto a line. Do I want to stick my nose out there? I think I do. Yeah, we're going for broke here. I have not as good an attack this time, I don't think. I go here. Go like this. Oh, I took this with the wrong guy. I should have taken him with this guy because I can't get through here. So I'm not going to be nearly as good. But I might be able to damage him. So go here. He's got to be the one that starts. We throw in the tank. And we'll throw in this airplane up here. So I'm +5 to +2. And we did it again. Oh my goodness. Oh my gracious. The Soviets are trashing this line here. Okay, so we're going to stop here. We don't have a lot of other attacks to do, but we can move people across the Donets to threaten all these miners. Right? So let's get this infantry unit across the Donets to here. Wow, we did a really good job here. We got some really good die roll splits. The Germans are in massive disarray. We're going to move the line up. Yeah, we are moving the line up to try and just see if we can get some retreats now. No effect. Okay. So I don't think we're going to get any more movement here, but we can move like up to here. This guy can move to here. We can get... Actually, I could get a 3x attack with us. Let's undo. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, -2. I might be able to break that woods too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we push him out of Orel. I guess we can try to. No, we can only get a 2x attack there. This is where I would have a 3x attack if I wanted to do it. So if I undo this, undo you for now. We're actually going to have you not move here. We're going to stick this guy. We're going to move the 30th to here. No, I have to undo because I have to have this guy assault. Yeah, he calls for an assault. He moves here, calls for an assault. This shock army is going to come up here to do there. Oh, he can't get an assault in. Okay, so let's undo this. Let's not stick our nose out there if we can't push him out. He's going to go just here. Stop. He will move space forward to threaten in the future. This shock army is going to go onto this side. We're going to fill in the line, and then we're going to keep like one guy back behind the line in front of Moscow and in front of Saratov. Oh, I'm down to 11. Well, that airplane hasn't been used, so I only need 9, right? I only need 9 to make everybody full. He's going to go there. And then this guy is going to be on the Dawn. And we are done. All right, that's what we want to do. We're not going to do that assault. Confirm. Supply everybody. Everybody should be in supply. All right. We're not going to eliminate anything. We got to try and... All right, the Germans definitely have to do this infantry. 2 points. Do I have anything to build? I have an armored unit to build, so I don't want to do anything there. Do I want to bring my airplanes up, or do I want to go for the... I think I'm going to go for the offensive surprise marker, because I'm going to need that in 42. So I'm not going to do anything more with the Germans. The Italians have lots of problems. They have 12, so they can't really do what I wanted them to do. All right, we're going to take back the airplane. So let's do the airplane. And both convoys, I guess. Can't really get my fleets back because I just don't have enough points. All right. That's what we got to do there. And now the West. What have I got? 14? So if I... Well, let's do the Americans are easy. Stop that. Americans you just do. And now down here... just do 4 of them? Or do I do 3, which would be 9? Do I have 5 left to do Force H if I only do 3? So if I do him, him, him. I've got 5 left. Let's get Force H to full strength. Alright. That's what we'll do there. The Soviets, they saved 9 specifically just to do their 3 airplanes. And they're done. Now for building. The Germans are going to build this guy here. Because we got to get them. And then we have 20 left, right? So we're going to build the surprise attack marker. So we'll get that back in the summer. And then I'm done. Nobody has anything. Russia winter ends. And that's the end of the turn. So we are done with, we'll be in March of 42. Severe in the fair, it's fair in the med, but severe is severe. So fair in the med is bad for the Italians because that means the Allied fleets will be totally effective and shut me down. So we're going to have problems there. So we have major issues coming, right? And then, so we're going to have to spend the airplane to try and make him less effective. We're in trouble. We're in big trouble. I'm going to end up with most everybody at no supply. I might get one guy through. Maybe I'll get the Africa army through. But I have a feeling everybody else is going to be at low supply. Which is going to be a problem. Because that will give the British a chance to break through. So I have to think of how I'm going to defend this. Okay. Well, that's how I'm going to do in the next video. Anyway, if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I'm trying to get to 500 before the end of the year. I'm at about 360 something, so every subscription helps. Subscriptions are free to you. They don't hurt you. They do help me, so helps keep me motivated to keep making these things. If you like what you're seeing, please hit that like button and leave a comment because that gets it out in front of more people on the YouTube channel. There will be a link for this in Board Game Geek. I always link these particular videos into the video section of Board Game Geek for this game. I am streaming on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Wednesday was a fan pick from a poll, which is another reason to subscribe, because then I put up polls and you can have a vote in what's going to go on the channel next. Wednesdays I stream Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I'm about 3/4 of the way through, maybe. And then on Fridays we were trying to do multiplayer computer role-playing games. The person who started out with that with me, Ace, my youngest adult child, and their schedule just doesn't allow them to do that anymore on Fridays, so we replaced it with something called Gales Goes Forth. We do have a mod on that, so I can take all 6 of the origin characters in Baldur's Gate 3 out as a D&D party, and you get to hear all their banter and all their reactions to everything that happens as the game goes along, so it's kind of amusing to do that, and I am playing as Gale. That was per Ace said play Gale, so I'm doing what Ace told me to. Saturday was a fan pick for me to play Baldur's Gate 3 as a monk, but with the Drunken Master subclass. So I'm doing that. And then on Sunday, I am trying to get the Jack of all trades achievement in Baldur's Gate 3. And I put up a poll to see if people wanted to see me like put out episodes of that, so you could see what I'm doing every so often, or if they wanted to see me stream it. It came out that they wanted to see me stream it, so I streamed that on Sundays. And that one I have vowed to try and read every piece of literature that I find that, pops up for you to be able to read it in the game. I'm going to try and read it out loud, try and figure out what the voice of the author might have been, stuff like that, and try and read all the stuff out to you. So that one will take a little bit longer to get through because I'll be stopping to read everything instead of just popping it up and saying you guys can pause and read that yourselves, which is what I do in most of my other playthroughs. Now I'm going to actually try to voice every one of the documents that I find. Okay? And that pretty much covers it right now. There'll be some more episodic content like this war game here of Unconditional Surrender Europe. I'll have some other things coming out in the fall here as I start to be able to be inside more often than out. So you'll be getting more information, you'll be getting more content. So that's another reason to subscribe. You'll see when the content starts to pick up, there'll be more stuff put out as the cold weather sets in and I have less to do outside. So I'll be able to do more on the computer. All right. I'm Dren608. Until we meet again, stay safe and bye-bye.